Yeah, so let's get in straight away. This is a copy from Wagner, and that's the direct response copywriter of Lopez. And this copy is actually for his elite copy Mastermind, and I actually love several sections of the copy, and that's what's making me come up here and dissect and share a few lessons I learned from even the copy, and in which you can also learn from. Yeah, I know this is the first video on this channel, and if you subscribe to this channel, you can actually get more videos like this where I will just break down sales copy, break down emails, break down advert I see from top copywriters, and the copywriting lessons that we both can learn from it and like use in our own copy when next we want to write copy. So let's go. An exclusive invite from Lopez direct response copywriter. Join the Elite Copy Mastermind and get your hand held through closing 1K copywriting deals with ease and stealing the copywriting secret I've learned from writing for 7, 8, and 9-figure online businesses. Borrow the same copywriting and outreach strategies I've shared with 150 plus copywriters, including some who are now consistently earning 1 to 4K each month. No AIDA, no CGN, no PAS bullshit, no bootlicking IGDMs, no 20 million sales script. You will only learn things that actually work in 2024. So this is like the headline section of the copy, and a lot of things have been done in just few words. A lot of things have been done. Of course, this copy is for much more aware audience, like copywriters who are already grinding, they're already in the game, they're already in the game but are not getting the kind of result they want, and they're just seeking out for the best solution. So they are very aware, they are even more than solution aware, they are very aware audience. So things like this actually resonate with them a lot. But let's go back and see what Kelvin did here. I don't know if he wrote this copy or maybe his student and all. But let's just go back to what the copy is doing here. First, an exclusive invite from Lopez direct response copywriter. What he did here is building trust, building credibility. Let's put it that way. Building credibility. Like this is the some people call this part of the copy the call out, some people call it the eyebrow, but what matters is this is actually delivering on what it needs to do, and that's building credibility. Of course, you see some copy, the call out or eyebrow as people call it, it's like calling out people we are talking to. Like you see some copy, you see for copywriters, marketers, and whatever. So those people will know, okay, this copy is actually talking to me. But now in this copy, we know that we are talking to copywriters, and not just copywriters, but people that are already out, like grinding already. They just need the sure and fast way to get to 1 to 4K a month. And that is why this eyebrow is actually doing a great job. An exclusive invite from Lopez direct response copywriter. An average person will be like, oh really, what's that about? So then straight to the main headline, which is join the elite copy mastermind and get your hand held through closing $1,000 plus copywriting deals with ease and stealing the copywriting secret I've learned from writing for 7, 8, and 9-figure brand. Of course, if you have gotten some courses on copywriting or maybe watched some old time video, you must have seen this technique of 4 U's of headline, which is usefulness, the uniqueness, the urgency, and being ultra specific. And if you have read Kai Milligan Take Their Money, it's actually in the book, and Kai Milligan made it known in the Take Their Money book that the two most important of the 4 U's is the uniqueness and the usefulness. And if you look at this headline here, that's exactly what Kelvin has done here. The uniqueness of this thing is getting your hand held. You will barely see a copy where the writer talks about, okay, getting your hand held. You see many people talking about their courses, their programs, and all, but only a very few people are talking about getting handheld, and that's like a unique part of the headline at all. Even as, would I say, saturated as the copywriting coaching stuff is, the your handheld through line alone is giving it a bit of uniqueness, and that's it. Then straight to usefulness. Of course, we know usefulness is like the benefit we are getting, and the usefulness here is closing 1,000 plus copywriting deals with ease, and stealing some secrets that are already working, secret that he has used to land 7, 8, and even 9 figure, that he has used to write for 7, 8, and 9 figure online businesses. So usefulness ticked, uniqueness ticked, ultra specific ticked too, because he mentioned the fact that we are getting $1,000 plus copywriting deals with ease. So the headline is actually delivering on its promise to uniqueness, usefulness, ultra specific. Uniqueness, usefulness, ultra specific. Not really seeing urgencies here, but let's go to the sub headline. Of course, in every piece of copy, the sub headline is actually a part of the copy that expands on the headline, that gives the big promise, that makes the headline clearer and more, let's say, more attracting. This is where the promises are always seated in any piece of copy. And let's see what Kelvin did here. Borrow the same copywriting and outreach strategies I've shared with 150 plus copywriter, including some who are now consistently earning 1 to 4K each month. No AIDA, CGN, PAS bullshit. No. All what he is doing here is, I don't know if you've seen a type of copy where the sub headline, you see things like, and it works even if you are this, even if you are that, it works no matter what. That's what it's trying to do here. No AIDA, like, it's completely different from all what you've been taught and and you only learn things that work in 2024. Then one thing I also love about the sub headline is this place where he said, borrow the same copywriting and outreach strategy I've shared with 150 plus copywriters, including some who are now consistently earning 1 to 4K each month. Of course, it could have been borrow the same copywriting and outreach strategy that could make you 1 to 4K each month, but it might seem like a big claim. And I really love what he did there. He said the outreach strategies he has shared with 150 plus copywriters, including some who are now consistently earning 1 to 4K. What that line kind of make an average reader imagined he or herself like signing 1 to 4K a month, because 150 plus copywriters have gotten this strategies too. It's like a social proof kind of thing, but it's also like a line of copy that make people visualize and like picture themselves in a scenario, and he actually did it. I love that part. Borrow this same copywriting and outreach strategies I've shared with 150 plus copywriters. I've shared it with people, including, and these people that I've shared it with, some of them are already making 1 to 4K each month. It's just like you talking to maybe a friend or a distant friend, and you'll be like, oh, I know about this place, and like I've had 150 people visit this eatery or maybe this bar, this restaurant, and this, out of these 150 people, like most of them are giving it 5-star review. It's like, it's not me saying, oh, this restaurant has 5-star review, like pasting it on their face that no, you earn 1 to 4K, but I've shared it with 150 people, and these 150 people now have like students among them earning 1 to 4K each month. It's a persuasion kind of thing. And one thing about copywriting is, okay, maybe let me just drop my notes here. One thing about copywriting is you don't want, oh, I'm out of internet. You don't want to persuade them or convince them to your side, but you want to give them proofs, give them facts and evidences that will make them convince themselves. That's just one thing I've learned about copywriting. So let's just move. This is a VSL. This is a VSL if you checked on the main page, but now I've converted it to a PDF, so it's not showing. So this is a VSL and this is a call to action button. Then this is where the copy continued. What YouTube copywriting gurus aren't telling you, their make 10k in 90 days acts from 2022 have been expired for years. 4 minutes read. This is a copy going straight down into addressing the main issues on ground. Like, we agreed at the beginning that this copy is for those that are aware, like copywriters that are already doing the grind. They've probably spent hours reading copy, watching YouTube videos and all. So the first thing he addressed here was a common objection, common topic in their mind. What YouTube copywriting gurus aren't telling you, their make 10k in 90 days arc from 2022 have been expired for years. It is a huge line, like a huge line. Huge. I won't say it's a claim, but it's a kind of statement that will make someone want to read further, and they'll be like, really? I'm just watching these YouTube gurus out and they are teaching about acts that they use to get clients, but someone is saying, okay, these gurus don't tell you that these acts are from 2022 and they don't work anymore. It's a kind of contrary thing, and an average person will want to read and see, oh, what's it here? What's here? Let me just gain one or two things, and I hope it will be valuable. That's what an average person will actually feel like. And the first line here is still very relatable. How many free value copywriting courses have you watched on YouTube in the past few weeks? And what results have all those hours of learning brought you? If you're like most aspiring copywriter, you've probably watched hundreds of hours of YouTube courses. Maybe you've even tried implementing some of the strategies from the YouTube videos, but you are still making less than 1k per month. This is like a loop that has been completed, because whenever I'm studying copy, emails or sales pages from top copywriters, I see them in form of a loop kind of thing. Here, a loop has just been completed. And what's the loop? This is a question. How many free value copywriting courses have you watched in the past weeks? People be like, okay, and what result have all those hours of learning gotten you? The real answer to this is no result, because if it has gotten them result, they will not be reading this copy in the first place. So it has not gotten them any results, but Kelvin is not putting it straight to their face that, oh, this thing has not gotten you any result. I don't know, copywriting is an emotional journey, like taking your reader, your prospect on an emotional journey. And during this emotional journey, you don't want them to be hurt. You don't want them to feel hurt. Let me just use that word, hurt. You don't want them to just read a kind of copy that will make them leave the page and be like, oh, this person is just talking to me anyhow. And that's what Kelvin did there. If you are like most aspiring copywriters, like, you've probably watched hundreds of hours of YouTube video, which is true. Maybe you've even tried implementing some of the strategies from the YouTube videos, but you are still making less than 1k per month, which is like the problem every intending or aspiring copywriters is looking to solve. They want to make more than 1k, at least 1k per month when they're starting out. And it continued. Sure, those videos might help you get a couple of copywriting gigs for a few $100, but it doesn't lead to a consistent monthly income. Or at least that's the story I hear from more than 90% of copywriters who joined the ECM, Elite Copy Mastermind. That's the program he's actually writing for the first time. But why is that the case? This is another loop completed. Like, it's kind of transitioning to another part of the copy, but I'll be right back. Let me pause this video. Yeah, so I'm back. I had something to quickly attend to. Yeah, so as I was saying, another loop has been completed in this copy, and what it did is, now we have stated a problem here that we are not making, after watching all the YouTube videos and all, we are not still making up to 10k a month. But what he is trying to do here is take them on a journey, not, don't let them feel us, like pamper them. And I learned this from Luke and Myro Castelli. They were dissecting a copy from David Ogilvy, and they said something in the copy that if you are actually presenting something new, like your opportunity or whatever you are writing to promote, if you are presenting a new opportunity, a new way of doing things, you don't want to talk down your prospect on using the old way. You want to like tell them, like point out the good things that they are getting from the old way, but tell them, okay, using your new way can actually give them maybe a better result, a faster result, a quicker result, or a more guaranteed result, things like that. You don't want to just talk down on them for using the old way. And that's what Kelvin is doing here. He said, sure, like, and some people might even be skeptical that, but you're still making less than 10k. They might be skeptical that, I know someone that actually watch all these YouTube gurus now, but has made more than 1k a month. And that is why this next line is actually agreeing with that skepticism. Or yeah, for someone skeptical, this line is agreeing with their skepticism. And for someone who has not seen anyone who has made up to 1k watching this video, the person is now seeing Kelvin as someone to trust, that oh, this person is actually being honest and truthful. And that's what this line means. Sure, the videos might help you get a couple of copywriting gigs for a few $100s, but it doesn't lead to a consistent monthly income. That's like a dream outcome. What the average copywriter wants. You know, we mentioned the problem, and that's it. All through copy, there's always problem, dream outcome, what, and that's what people want to avoid and what they actually want to, the kind of life they actually want to live. And for example, if the problem of an aspiring copywriter is not getting high paying clients, and the good side is getting high paying clients, there are a whole lot of things attached to it too. Not getting high paying clients is, we can also call that consistent income. We can also call that maybe living a dream life, not having to rely on 9 to 5. What that means is the dream outcome can be interpreted in several ways and forms, same as the problem. But as we go, you tend to understand what I'm talking about. But it doesn't lead to a consistent monthly income, or at least that's the story I hear from more than 90% of copywriters who joined the ECM for the first time. What he did here is like what he did here. Yeah, strategies I've shared with 50 plus copywriters, including some who are now. It's not like I'm the one saying these things. It's what I've heard from people like you. Or at least that's the story I hear from more than 90% of copywriters who joined the ECM for the first time. So this, what he claimed here, what he said here, that it doesn't lead to a consistent monthly income. This line is now making it look like, oh, I'm not the one that is saying this. I'm not saying I'm the best in all these things. This is what I've been hearing from copywriters like you that join my program. So it's things like this are making us believe Kelvin the more, believe the copy the more, and like trying to open mind to the new way of getting clients and making 1 to 4k with copywriting, and that's using the ECM, subscribing to the ECM. So let's go. But why is that the case? This is a question to make you continue reading. And don't forget, I said like 2 loops have gone. The first loop is the story that led to this, but you are not still making 1k per month. You could see that it's even bold here. And the next thing that will make you continue reading is, but why is that the case? If all these expert YouTubers post videos promising you to hit 10k month in 90 days with this on-tap outreach strategy, again, this is a language that an average copywriter is familiar with. Why doesn't that work for the average copywriters? Think about it like this. You understand what just happened there, but why is it the case? That's the case of people not making consistent income with all those, with the videos and all. But what you did, if all these YouTube post videos promising you to hit 10k month in 90 days with their on tap strategy, why is it not working for an average customer? And that is what an average reader reading through the copy, that's like the question they're asking themselves here. And I like the way Kelvin did answer the question. He didn't just answer the question like that, because if he had just given the straight answer, it might not increase believability, it might make people doubt him, or it might even look a bit salesy. But he actually introduced an analogy here, which I really love. He introduced an analogy here that breaks down this thing. He said, think about it like this. A newborn baby learns how to behave as a human by watching adults interact, speak, and move. People will be like, yes. But when it comes to learning a specific skill like tying the shoe, they still need hands-on guidance. People will be like, yeah. Without someone showing them the ropes, it will take them far longer to figure it out on their own. They'll be like, yes. Then it's now bringing it back to the topic we are on. It's the same with copywriting. This analogy is one of my favorite part of this email, this sales copy, because I don't even know how he got this analogy, and it's sitting pretty well, like on this argument. I don't know where I learned this from. Maybe Grant Cardone. He said something like, if you are writing a copy or email or anything, it's like you are in a sales argument with the reader, with your prospect. And this analogy, this, or what I call this case study, is a cool way to like win them over to your side, because they can easily say yes to all of these things. A newborn child learns how to behave as a human by watching how adults interact and speak. They'll be like, yes. But when it comes to learning a specific skill like tying their shoes, they still need hands-on guidance. They'll be like, yes again. And don't forget, the promise of this copy is being handheld through closing 1k copywriting this. So this analogy is sitting so well here. Like, they still need hands-on guidance. You'll be like, yes again, yeah, they need angle. But that's someone showing them the ropes. It will take them far longer to figure it out on their own, in which it's what an average person will agree with too. Then it's not like it's the same with copywriting. This, after this line, an average reader will think. What an average reader will do instantly is to think, and that's copywriting. You want to make your words like make your word visible. Let them like see through it. Let them imagine. Send them to the imagination state. Let them think about a copy. Bring them in and all those stuff. So it's the same with copywriting. You'll be like, oh, truly. Then Kelvin still went on making it simple, like leaning in, down, explaining things. You can watch all the tutorials you want, but without someone to guide you, it's easy to get lost and overwhelmed. This is like the pain points, and it's really hammering on it. If you're trying to secure those 1k deals in the shortest time possible, you need someone to hold your hand, show you what you are doing right, and what you need to stop doing as soon as possible. Take note of this line. If you are trying to secure those 1k deals, which is the dream outcome, I told you everything about copy, almost every part of the copy is like summarized in the headline and lead. In the headline, we talked about making 1k deals with copywriting and being handheld. And in all, like, we are now few lines into the copy, and you've seen how many times we have been dancing around the same thing we read in the headline, which is being handheld and 1k per month from 1K per month from copywriting, and we have also danced around other people, like other struggling copywriters getting this 1K after joining the ECM. You could see how straight and how everything is just falling in place. It's not that when we are now reading through the copy, we are reading something completely different from what was promised in the headline. No, you don't want to do that in your copy. You want it to just be saying the same thing. It might be saying it in a different form, actually. Just like Kelvin said, gave this analogy about a little child and all. But what you're still, the summary of everything is still about the main theme of the sales message, which is 1K, of course, you know. So if you're trying to secure those 1K deals in the shortest period of time, you need someone to hold your hand, show you what you are doing right, and show you what you need to stop doing as soon as possible. Or even better, an entire tribe of like-minded copywriters to keep you accountable and help you on your journey. That is why I created the Elite Copy Mastermind. This is another loop has been completed here. After, it's the same with copywriting. Here is another loop, like another loop started here, and that's why I created Elite Copy Mastermind. Another loop has been completed. So an average reader could be like, oh, what's it really even about? If I've heard several mastermind, several Discord, several this and that. What's the Elite Copy Mastermind all about? That's like a question in their mind, and Kelvin is answering it straight away. No room to think too much. No room to give. No room to give the reader the space to think a lot, because thinking a lot might be dangerous to copywriters. Immediately the objection keeps coming into their mind, you want to, in fact, before it even comes into their mind, you want to address it straight away. So that's why I created the Elite Copy Mastermind. It's a group coaching program for individuals who are serious about making a full-time income with copywriting. Imagine, individuals who are serious with making a full-time income with copywriting. Look at the headline, still tying back to it. Oh, the next line even made things clear and broke down things. We are talking about a consistent 1 to 5K per month. Good copy. Break things down. Simple, clear, benefit driven. What again can I ask for? It's a coaching program for individuals who are serious about making a full-time income with copywriting. Here it's a line to make things more clearer and simpler. We're talking about a consistent 1 to 5K per month. Then this is not your typical 10K month in 90 days guru course that is being sold to thousands of people but doesn't get any more results. No, this is completely different. Since launching it in April this year, we've celebrated dozens of copywriting wins from the members inside, whether that's getting a position in Grant Cardon's marketing team, hitting your first 1K month solely through Upwork, or even just starting to book 2 calls with prospect per week. And look at all these things. Since launching it in April this year, all of these things here are what an aspiring copywriter dream of. And that's getting on Grant Cardon's team, 1K on Upwork, booking calls after months without any sales call, and all of it came down to 2 things. That's what's making the Elite Copy Mastermind different from any other copywriting stuff you've heard about. And that's 1, getting and following the right guidance. Back to what we said in the headline, right guidance, putting in the work. So you can watch YouTube courses until you can recite them like the lyrics to your favorite Drake song. This is also a very interesting analogy. But if you don't have someone who walked the path before you and can give you specific feedback directly, you're wasting your time. Yeah, now don't forget, in the headline, we talked about the main thing we talked about in the headline was being an held and getting 1 to 4K copywriting clients. So if you take note of what's happening here, is actually talking about, or several parts of the copy we've talked about how being handheld as a copywriter, can make you get results quick, fast, more certain. What again? If you have paid attention to the copy since we started, he has talked so well about being an elder and what the benefit of it, and like the side effect of not being an elder. That's like the main theme of the copy. Being an elder, and making 1 to 4K. Making 1 to 4K. Making 1 to 4K per month. So this is like the theme of the copy, and Kelvin is actually talking so well on how the advantages of being handheld, the importance of being handheld, how easy being handheld will make you 1 to 4K per month. So let's go. You can watch all the courses till you can recite them like the lyrics to your favorite Drake song. But if you don't have someone who walk the path before you and can give you specific feedback directly, you're wasting your time. But why do I need to join the Elite Copy Mastermind when I can practice and do outreach on my own? This is a question an average person will want to ask in their mind. Like, like we said earlier, copywriting is thinking like the prospect and answering every objection that might come in their mind. Like, think like them. Oh, after reading this, what will an average person think or feel after reading this? You'll be like, oh, they might feel it. Would this work for me? Alright, so your next line could be something like, oh, and this will work for you even without this and that. What I mean is, if you try this new strategy, you could start saying this. Did you get my quick example there? But that's exactly what Kelvin is doing here. Why do I need to join the ECM when I can practice and do outreach on my own? Yes, why trying to become a full-time 5K plus month copywriter? Yes, why trying to become a full-time 5K plus month copywriter by grinding alone in your room doesn't work well for most people. Like, the reason why it won't work. You might think you are improving, but without real feedback, you will never know if you are using the principles correctly. Without real feedback, you will never know if you are using the principles correctly. This is a direct answer to why do I need to join the ECM when I can practice and do the outreach on my own. This is a clear answer, and an aspiring copywriter reading this will actually think about this line too. Even me, while I was reading this, these were part of the lines that actually convinced me, like, okay, if I'm on the fence now thinking I think I need this Kelvin program, but how am I sure I need it? But yeah, it's like you might think you are improving, but without real feedback, you will never know if you are using the principles correctly. And if an average person that hasn't gotten any paid course or hasn't been in any community where they get feedback on their copy and all, of course won't know if he or she is doing the right thing in the copywriting space or not. And that's what this line actually is pointing out. You might think you are improving, but without real feedback, you will never know if you are using the principles correctly. They'll be like, oh, that's true. And straight up, like immediately, it's letting you know that in the Elite Copy Mastermind, this is what we do. So let's go. In the Elite Copy Mastermind, you get advice and guidance from me. Don't forget, me here is Lopez, direct response copywriter, just like we read earlier. So you get advice and guidance from me and other experienced copywriters who are a few steps ahead of you. Of course, everyone, even outside copywriting, we all want to get advice, we all want to learn, we all want to get experience from people that are a bit older than us. It's why we read books from successful entrepreneurs like Alex Mozi. It's why we watch YouTube videos, and we need experiences from people that are ahead of us. And it's like a deep-seated human emotion, and he's tapping into it strictly with this line. In copywriting, just a line of copy is so important. A line can be the determinant if a copy will work out or not. So don't underestimate any line, and every line is intentional. The writer of this, maybe Kelvin or I don't know, didn't just put any line there because he felt like putting it there. No, every line is there for a purpose, either to cancel out an objection, to make the average reader visualize. To every line is just there for a primary purpose. So you get advice, guidance from me and all that experienced copywriters who are a few steps ahead of you. Receive valuable feedback that saves you months of trial and error. What we actually want to save, what an aspiring copywriter want to save. Plus, you stay accountable to your goals, avoiding the traps of procrastination. Without proper guidance, relevant feedback, and people holding you accountable, it's easy to say, I'll start on Monday, or I'll do it after finishing this one last course. But here's the thing, getting good at copywriting comes from repetition. Of course, that's another loop being completed here. Getting good at copywriting comes from repetition. And what it did in this loop was to make you see the importance of being upheld and make you see the benefits of being upheld. But here's the thing, getting good at copy comes from repetition. Warren Buffett, one of the most successful inventors of all time, spent years studying market trends and reading annual reports before he was among the top 5 richest people in the world with a 100 billion plus net worth. Similarly, Michael Jordan didn't make his high school varsity basketball team on his first try. He had to spend countless hours on the court working on his skills before becoming the legend we know today. This is also an analogy. It's also an analogy to buttress the point that writing copy comes from repetition. So he goes on here. No one starts off great. You can never write highly converting copy without first creating a ton of imperfect drafts. You just have to get started. So if you're done with wasting time on endless YouTube videos that promise you 10k months in the next 90 days, and you want someone to hold your hand, don't forget, still being an head, and you want someone to hold your hand to the finish line, named the full-time copywriter. I love what he did here. Then join the Elite Copy Mastermind now by clicking the button below. That's another loop. Like copywriting is just like loops. Another loop just finished there. And what I love here is, when I started out with copywriting, when I got interested in copywriting, of course I learned from gurus that you have to read from the OGs, like the OGs in copywriting, the Gary Albert, the Ogilvy, the Eugene Swart and all. And I read a book by Eugene Swart, which is Breakthrough Advertising. It's one of my favorite book ever on copywriting. And Eugene Swart said something in the book that copy is just about 3 things. Basically, it is about identification, meaning an average person or your audience in whatever market you are in wants to identify themselves with some kind of people, and they don't want to be identified as some kind of people, as some kind of persons. They don't want to be identified as some kind of person. They want to be identified as some kind of person. And the next thing he mentioned after identification is desires. He said an average person already has like a form of desire in them, and in this case the desire we are talking about here is 1 to 4k a month from copywriting. And the next element to talk about is beliefs. So identification, desires, and beliefs. He said these are like the three primary things of copywriting. You want, when you're talking to your prospect, you want to build their desire, let it be strong enough that it will propel them to take the next action, take action like to do the next thing, which is maybe buying your product and all. And if you look through this copy, you've seen Kelvin successfully doing that. Another thing is beliefs, saying things like, okay, I've shared this with over 150 copywriters and some of them are already making their 1 to 4k. Those are elements of beliefs. Saying things like direct response copywriter for Lopez, these are elements of belief. Saying things like this thing is completely different from what you've been learning from gurus over the years, is those are elements of beliefs. And yeah, we are not talking about some element of identification who aspiring copywriters want to identify with, and that's a full-time copywriter earning up to like 1 to 5k per month. So these three things Eugene Swart said in his book has been carried out here, even without getting into like the half of the copy, and these three things are just seated everywhere. So let's move. Then join the Elite Copy Mastermind now by clicking the button below. But you gotta be quick. That's a bit of urgency there, because when I launched the program for 50 euros per month in April 2024, I told everyone that I would increase the price if too many people joined, and managing the program became more time consuming. Since we now have a few new open spots, I'm opening the gate for a higher price again. However, the way things are right now, with more and more people joining and so many of the members getting great results from the program, I'm gonna increase the price again soon. This is urgency and scarcity going here, like they're going along interwoven, they are just going together. He said we have a few new spots open, that's scarcity. Urgency, you need to act quick. The price is going up soon, that's also urgency. I'm going to increase the price on this. Is not only my way of showing you how valuable the program actually is, but also helping you kill procrastination once and forever. So click the button below and join the program now. The price won't ever be that low again. So that's a urgency and scarcity thing, and those are also a good component of every sales copy, even emails, because an average human being won't be propelled to take some kind of action except there's like a bit of urgency and a bit of scarcity attached. Even you reading this copy, think about it. There are some things in the last week you said you were going to do, but till now you've not still done it. It's because it's not there. The sense of urgency is not at its peak. If the sense of urgency is at its peak, you will do things instantly. You won't even think through it for a long time, and that's why urgency and scarcity should always be in any form of copy. Yeah, so that's it. And again, this is another CTA. This is another CTA coming at the right time, after we have been convinced enough and sense of urgency and scarcity has been played. So this is a CTA, but for those that won't click the CTA then and will still read further, you had to make it more clear to them that, oh, here's everything you get with the Elite Copy Mastermind. First, this a bullet point: 16 hours of group coaching per month. Join live group coaching calls twice a week where I share the exact system and strategies I've used to close 2k plus month copywriting clients. Reviewing your copy to help you become an OG copywriter and answer any question you have. That's the first one. 65 plus hours of in-depth copy review recordings. Access details breakdown and improvement of emails, Facebook adverts, landing page, sales page, and cold outreach messages from Mastermind members. Learn the exact techniques I used to write copy for my 7, 8, and even 9 figure clients daily. This is benefit, and if you look at this benefit, there are benefits that are in the path of earning 1 to 4K per month from copywriting, which is the main promise of this. 247 support from other high-level copywriters. Ask questions anytime and get direct feedback from other copywriters who are already making 1 to 4K months and are on the same path as you. You see that? That's cool. Accountability channel. Share your weekly action plan with 30 plus other copywriters in the mastermind. Track your progress together, hold yourself accountable, and eliminate the number one enemy keeping most copywriters broke: procrastination. Of course, if you eliminate the number one enemy, then your 1 to 4K journey is actually more achievable. Client opportunities. When you join ECM, you get access to a channel where we share copywriting gig opportunity. For example, I get invites for different copywriting projects on Upwork regularly. If it's not a fit for me, I refer an ECM copywriter because I know they are sharp enough for the job. And many more resources and bonus. Another call to action. If someone reading through this bullet point got more convinced and be like, oh, this is nice, I'll be getting a lot from this, I think I have to join, then the CTA is there. They don't have to look for the CTA. Nicely placed. So after years what the program is all about, the next thing you did is see what other copywriters have already achieved after learning from me. This is the evidence part, the social proof part, the results from other copywriters part. So this is not a web page, so all these videos won't be playing. I actually saved it as PDF. So these are just results from copywriters. Christian who makes, and one thing I've also noticed about good copywriting is they don't just drop pictures for testimonials. They actually highlight what it actually means. For example, if this picture now shows an Upwork profile of someone that have earned 4K a year and have earned over 10K a year. So there's a part of the testimonial in words that said, okay, Christian who makes 4K per month and has 10K plus earning on Upwork, becoming a top rated freelancer. Like, I liked the juicy part of the picture, like of the testimonial. Don't just drop pictures because some people might not even go through these pictures. So as you are dropping the picture, you need to also write out the words clearly. And these are recent pictures. If you look at the date here, it's actually 2024, and the promise of this copy is that you will learn things that are working in 2024. So it's not someone trying to show result of 2022 and saying it will work in 2024. No. Look at what I talked about. Ushien, who makes 30K per month and close, that's it. Results. Then results upon results, and these are actually a cool way to convince people, because some people actually have a mindset of seeing is believing. So when they see all these results after reading through the sales argument and all, they are convinced already, and so many more. Then it kept on giving results, not just on Upwork but even on different places. It kept on. What the elite copywriting mastermind member says about it, like, this is like reviews from people, and after so many pictures and evidences, results from elite copy mastermind guys, there's also a call to action. That might be the moment where some people actually got sold and be like, oh, these people got so much results like this. I think I'm sold on this. Let's get started. So that's why the CTA is there. I told you initially that none of these things are done just for doing sake. They are all intentional. This is also another question big in an average copywriter's mind. Will the elite copy mastermind help me specifically become a full-time copywriter? So he actually made a comparison. This program is for you if you want to avoid the 9 to 5 grind and are looking for a proven system to earn a full-time income consistently from anywhere in the world. That's actually why they are reading. Yeah. If you're interested in unpacking the exact system, unpacking, mark this word, unpacking. This is a cool adjective that's not common. Unpacking the exact systems and techniques that have helped me generate $400,000 plus in revenue for my clients. Unpack the techniques that have given me this result. Cool framework for bullets. Like instead of discover, or what other one is very popular? Discover. Yeah, it's unpack. I love that. Unpack the exact system and techniques that have gotten me this result, gotten my client this result. You want to learn the techniques I use to consistently land 1K copywriting deals with big clients like Lopez, sometimes without even opening on sales calls. The techniques that got me results without me doing this hard work that people don't want. That's also a cool framework for a bullet point. You want to get a copy reviewed in detail from a copywriter who is actually still writing copy for big online businesses every day and get your specific questions answered to fast track your path to becoming a full-time copywriter. Full-time copywriter is the identification. So fast track, everyone wants the result fast. You get this bullet, like I said, everything here is intentional. You want 247 access to a tribe of other dedicated copywriters making anywhere from 1K to 4K months, ready to offer feedback and support whenever you need it. You believe you can benefit from an accountability system where you can share your weekly action plans with other copywriters, track your progress, and stay on course to achieve your 5K month copywriting income goals. You want to be part of a tribe where copywriting gigs that you can apply for are shared regularly, giving you a direct path to start earning and learn as soon as possible. So yeah, he said with the elite copywriting mastermind, help me become a copywriter, full-time copywriter. So he did this program is for you kind of thing, like a poll kind of thing, and everything here is what people answer yes to. So it's a cool psychology and persuasion kind of thing. This program is not for you if you're looking for a get rich quick scheme or aren't prepared to put in the work to master copywriting and build a consistent online income that allows you to travel the world. If you don't feel any urgency to change your current financial situation in life, or you prefer working in isolation and aren't interested in sharing your progress, asking questions, or learning from others. Of course, these are the bad side an aspiring copywriter don't want or wants to avoid at all costs. And bam, the CTA again after a good argument. Let your CTA come after every successful argument. Like when you feel, oh, it seems I defeated these people here. It seems I have been able to convince these people here with no iota of doubt. Let your CTA come here. So yeah, it's a belief kind of thing. So the belief, desire, and identification. Meet your instructor. That's the Kelvin himself. From $80 blog post to generating over $400,000 for a 9-figure entrepreneur, Lopez. My story. If you're anything like me when I started copywriting, you probably know more about what you don't want to do than what you should do in your life. Like that's like you're confused. You're probably not excited about the idea of grinding through a college degree just to end up stuck in a boring 9-to-5 job. Yeah, spending your day in a tiny cubicle, stuck in some enslaving job you don't want to do. Of course, like relating with a pain an average reader is passing through. That's how I felt at the end of 2022 when I finished school. At 20 years old and with no clear plan, I knew I wanted to avoid the typical corporate job career path. And instead of and instead create an online business that lets me live life on my terms. I started copywriting in early 2023, and within weeks I landed my first copywriting client on Upwork. A few weeks later, I got my second client. Back then, I was writing blog posts for $80 each, making around 1K a month. Soon after, I moved on to writing emails, landing pages, and ads, and my income grew to 3K a month. Everything changed on May 5th, 2023, when I landed a copywriting gig with Lopez, a 9-figure entrepreneur, through Upwork. That's when I started earning a steady 5K a month from my little online business. Fast forward to August 2024, and my simple 5th grade level words. I love that. Simple words. That's what it means there. My simple 5th grade level words have generated an estimated $400,000 plus, but probably more than million in revenue for Lopez. Then, as he's telling us the stories, actually sharing pictures to make us like believe and see what's happening. I've also had more than 150 people go through my copywriting program, some of whom are now making anywhere between 1 to 4K a month consistently with copywriting. Still the same thing we have been saying since the headline, still the same story, still the same team. We are not leaning out of the team, we are just leaning in and keep saying it from different angles, keep arriving at it using different analogies and all. That's copywriting, guys. That's copywriting. You don't have to lean away, you just have to lean in all the time. I've even had members of my community who landed copywriting role with OGs like Grant Cardone. And it even gets better. I've closed at least 80 to 90% of my clients on Upwork without needing a sales call. Wow, that's an interesting one. And here's a picture of Kelvin's Upwork profile with over 30K earned. I don't have to send out 10 super personalized code emails with Looms daily or suck off prospects in Instagram DM to get copywriting gigs. Prospects still reach out to me first to see if I can help them write their emails or funnels. That's why I created the Copy Mastermind. I love the journey there. At first, we read a part of the copy that talked about why he created the Copy Mastermind, and that's where he talked about the fact that you will be handheld and all. But now it's giving like logical arguments of why Elite Copy Mastermind was created, to teach you everything I've learned about writing and converting copy and consistently landing 1K plus copywriting deals with 7, 8 and 9 figures businesses, while building an online income that allow you to travel the world, the dream outcome. If you're serious about turning copywriting into a full-time gig and leaving behind the grinds of jobs like cashiering or waiting tables, join us. You will get the tools, support, and strategies you need to become a highly skilled and well-paid copywriter in a matter of weeks, ready to turn your words into money into your bank account. Let's make it happen, bro. The CTA again. This is where people are convinced, where they have been sold. The CTA again. Then he's actually dropping pictures as he's telling us the story. Then that's just the end of the copy. He ended it with some frequently asked questions, and that's all. Why I love this copy so much is because, one, it's talking to the most aware audience, like people that have spent time with copywriting. They've watched YouTube courses, they've listened to gurus and all, but they are not getting their foot in the game. They are not making 1 to 4K a month as a copywriter, and that's the case. And the copy actually the copy was speaking to their desires really well, speaking to the pains they want to avoid, speaking to the unique way which is being unheld, the unique way they can actually use to get the result they are looking out for. Why why all what they've been doing is not actually giving them the result. That was where he talked about the newborn baby analogy, where they actually need like a hand to a hand ahead, like a hand from someone already successful in it to show them the way. So I love the way he broke down everything and make it like a real time argument with the reader, and I just love everything about this copy. That's why I had to quickly do this breakdown, and I will actually be joining this program, this this elite copy mastermind. I'll personally be joining this program very soon, and I hope I'll be back on this channel to also drop my results, because there's nothing as good as you learning from someone doing the thing, not someone who has done the thing and is now teaching the thing. And that's what Kelvin is talking about here. That's what Kelvin is talking about. And one thing I like about Kelvin is he's not some YouTube guru that posts videos, 3 to 4 videos every week. No, he is actually writing copy, and he is not really a copywriting coach. He's an active copywriter in the game. And that's one thing why I myself am convinced and I'll be getting into this program. So I believe you've been able to learn 1, 2, or 3 things about copywriting from this copy. Of course, I love the copy and I learned 1 or 2 things from just reading it. That's why I had to quickly come up with this video and just talk about things I learned and things I feel might be of help to you. Of course, you can go through the video once again to get deeper understanding of things, and if you find this helpful, you can share to your friends who are also aspiring copywriters, who are also into copywriting but are looking to get their first 1k, 2k, 3k, 4k months. Just share this video to them. I don't necessarily mean you should tell them about Kelvin, but just share this video to them. Let them learn 1 or 2 things about copy, how they can use analogy, how Kelvin builds trust, how he keep magnifying the desire of the reader, and how he keeps painting the identification of a full-time copywriter in the mind of the reader. So that's it. I hope you learned something. See you in the next video.